Elephant. What's up, guys? Golden Boy here, and thank God we have chapter 1037 this week. It was actually really good, too. I read the spoilers on it, and I still like the chapter. So let's just dive in. But first, we get another installment of the Germa cover story. Not gonna lie, this cover story's been really boring so far. I mean, I guess we're missing Niji and Yanji here, so that could be something. But other than that, pretty uneventful here on the cover story. But getting into the chapter proper, we start at the flower capital. We see some people are partying and the fire festival is coming to a close. A woman and a child are partaking in a tradition where they write down their wishes on a sky lantern and send it up in hopes that their deceased loved ones will grant their wishes. And this feels like foreshadowing. And I think Wano is actually going to be wrapping up soon. There will be Ghost Peace, as dubbed by Joy Boy Theories, soon in Wano. I think that we're going to see the spirit of Odin, Ace, Yasui, and the others in the final moments of the arc. And another thought on this tradition of sending up your prayers to the deceased is that this is the inverse of something that we've been seeing since the very beginning of One Piece. That's right, inherited will. Usually, when a character's dying, they smile knowing that they're not going to truly die. They pass down their hopes and their dreams to the next generation, to inherit their will and live out their dreams on their behalf. And now conversely, at the Fire Festival in Wano, citizens are sending up their unfulfilled dreams to those that have already come before them and passed, asking for help. I don't think this means much for the story, but it was a really cute idea that I wanted to point out, because I liked it. But meanwhile, on the roof, Kaido is fiending off the sake. He's like when you go to a hibachi restaurant and they ask for sake, and they sake, and you chug for as long as you can. That's Kaido right now. He brings out a whole barrel, and he starts chugging. He tells Luffy he's drinking because he's having fun. And I love this scene. It's kind of giving Kaido some more personality. And he's really starting to grow on me as a villain, too. But then Luffy claps back with it. Don't use this as an excuse for when you lose. And it's on sight. Kaido swings. He starts off as a laughing drunk. He uses a move called Ragnarok, and he almost implodes the Skull Dome. Then he starts rolling on the ground sad, claiming that he couldn't even protect one lousy castle. I'm useless. Is this hidden trauma? Did Kaido just reveal something to us by saying that I'm useless, I can't even protect the lousy castle? What did Kaido lose? Did he lose something? Did he fail to protect his captain Rocks even? Okay, and then after that, he becomes a sad drunk, and then a crying drunk, and even an angry drunk. And meanwhile, Luffy and Kaido are just having peak One Piece battle scenes. I cannot wait for this to get animated. You guys, this was really good. Luffy hits him with the long-awaited rock Gatling, which we all saw coming, and it was still just as perfect as we thought it would be. And then Kaido goes to swing for the head, but Luffy used Conqueror's haki and stops Kaido's club with just one hand. Just one hand. Luffy is so strong. This is Gear 2nd, Gear 3rd Luffy versus Hybrid Kaido. What the hell? Luffy's picking up this Conqueror's haki very quickly. It's very exciting. Yonko level. With one big kick, he gets Kaido right in the gut. Kaido's eyes go white. Guys, Kaido's going down real soon. Luffy goes and he's fighting Kaido, and he's doing a little too good right now, to be honest. But the battle aside, here's the juicy stuff. Elephant. We start at Castle Pangaea, and the Gorosei are there, and they're discussing a few things. They're talking about the reverie. They say it's as if this year's reverie is cursed. We should put that aside for now. No the fuck you should not. You should tell us what happened at the reverie, sir. We've been dying to know. But it sounds like we're not getting any clues on the reverie. But their conversation topic switches to Wano. They say Wano's the more pressing issue. We know that this war is going crazy. Nico Robin must have been apprehended by now. It's time to act. It wouldn't be out of place for someone to die unexpectedly during a war that involves Kaido and Big Mom. This is our chance to erase that nuisance. That is an incredibly important line for the series. Then we flash back to the sea outside of Wano, and we see the world government ships are communicating with each other. They say there's a giant shadow. They have no idea what it is. It might be an island. Flash back to the Gorosei. That's impossible. That fruit is nothing but a legend now, even for us. It hasn't awakened for centuries. Then how else do you explain the world government giving a devil fruit a unique name like that? They were hiding the fruit's true name from the rest of history. And then in the last scene, we see the elephants. They are in trouble. The world government's getting bulled on. Then Onigashima's getting bulled on. Zueisha is going to bull on One Piece verse. Zueisha Solo's One Piece verse is basically what I'm saying. But all that aside, we can get into some of the analysis. But first, let's talk about the MVP. I'm going to give the MVP to Luffy with a caveat that it's also Zueisha. But let's give it to Luffy. This is fantastic choreography in the fight. There were panels that Oda just drew beautifully. There were perspective shots of Luffy winding up for a big kick. And if you thought that these looked like familiar fight scenes, it's because Luffy's fighting just like his crew members. We have specific panels. Luffy is a carbon copy of what's going on, like Zoro, like Usopp, like Sanji. It was a blatant reference to their fights. So I enjoyed this chapter. It was great, but of course, let's get into the tinfoil hat section so we can talk about what really matters and kind of go off the deep end. So this chapter, for me, solidified a couple of things about Kaido. Number one, Kaido is laughing. He's having a great time, and he's also doubting himself. He said, "Oh, you've already earned my respect." He's saying that, "Oh, I'm having a great time. I haven't faced someone like you in a long time." I think Kaido's going to realize that Luffy is Joy Boy after all, and that kind of would lead to his will being broken. I'm not saying Kaido's going to join Luffy's crew. I'm not saying that Kaido's going to join the Grand Fleet, but I think he is going to just acknowledge that Luffy is the man. I could see Kaido saying, like, you know what, maybe I was wrong about you, Straw Hat Luffy. He's just going to be laid out on the ground, just like, you are Joy Boy. And another thing from this chapter, I have a very safe feeling that CP0 is going to be the ones that kill Kaido. I do not believe in ZKK, and Luffy's not going to kill Kaido. I think Kaido's going to die though, and I think it's going to be done in secret to erase him. The world government brought up erasing people from history again. That's all they talk about. Furthermore, I think this is what happened to his captain, Rocks. He was just killed and erased. So I think that would be another fitting end for Kaido, because we know that he wants to die in a legendary way. Some people think that means that he cannot be killed, but realistically I think it means he's just going to be killed and erased. But now let's talk about the end. What's going on with Zueisha here? Is this a red herring? Like, they're talking about a specific devil fruit. Is Zueisha a devil fruit user? What's going on here? Well, I was talking with a bunch of my friends. Eden's Blue, you might know him. He has his own YouTube channel. You would recognize him from Sensei Inc. Go check out Eden's channel too, because he is one of the brightest minds in the One Piece community, in my opinion. But we were talking, and he speculated at first to me, what if Zueisha was formerly an island? And guess what, Edens? I'm going to take your thought and take it a step further. They call Zueisha the Phantom Island. It's the island that vanishes because it moves. Oh my god, Zueisha's God Valley. They call it the Phantom Island because it disappears. God Valley is disappeared from all of the maps now. That'd be very interesting. I doubt it, but that would be fun. I've also heard discussions that the devil fruit was given to Zueisha. So maybe this elephant has eaten a devil fruit, but has not quite demonstrated the powers yet. I don't think that this is just a giant ass elephant devil fruit. But if Zueisha has eaten a devil fruit, it's that he has not demonstrated the powers yet. Or maybe the devil fruit is hidden on Zou somewhere. Regardless, it's possible that whatever devil fruit the Gorosei are discussing, it might be tied to Zueisha. But let me tell you, I currently, as of right now, do not think that the devil fruit is tied to Zueisha. I think Zueisha is separate from the conversation. If you get rid of the panel of the world government ships, because they're talking with each other, you can see that the Gorosei were not on the Dendenmushi with the world government ships anyway. This devil fruit should be related to that nuisance. That's what they were talking about. So what we have is we have their conversation. It says, that fruit is nothing but a legend, even to us. It hasn't awakened in centuries. And then they got onto that topic because they were discussing a certain nuisance. And hold that thought. Before we go, it's people, this is another Eden's idea. People have been giving the Gorosei a lot of credit. That fruit is nothing but a legend to us. That means that the Gorosei, A, don't know everything in the world like people think they do, and B, they're not immortal. I don't know why people think they're immortal. I could see Emu being immortal, but not Gorosei. But, back on track. If these are the three criteria for the devil fruit, it's nothing but a legend, it hasn't been awakened in centuries, and they were discussing a certain nuisance. This is an old mysterious fruit, and it is held or at least related to a person that is considered a nuisance by the world government. The only problem is a lot of people are considered nuisances by the world government. Maybe it's Luffy. His devil fruit was sought out by the world government back in the day with Who's Who. Luffy certainly is a nuisance. And it would, Luffy could die in a war with Yonko. People would not question that. Another really cool idea would be Robin. She certainly would be a nuisance. She's the last living person that can read the ancient language. And they were just talking about Robin in the panel before. They said Nico Robin has to be apprehended. It was like literally the sentence before, so she could be the nuisance. Although that might be a weak argument, because they were trying to take her alive. But I think that Demonio Flare could be a Devil Fruit Awakening. I mean, shit, it was really cool. Think about it. Her fruit is the Hana Hana no Mi, the flower fruit. But her fruit has nothing to do with flowers. Yeah, sure, she can sprout her body parts, but she's not sprouting flowers. She's just sprouting her body parts. So it does seem like there's potential for her fruit to be the one that was renamed, that the certain fruit that's been renamed something unique. But ultimately, I guess my current thought is that they're talking about Who's Who. He's already been targeted by the world government. I just have a good feeling about this being him being the nuisance. As for the devil fruit, it could be the gum fruit. But I think it's even more likely that it's a hidden secret fruit that we don't know of yet. So there's a lot to chew on. I can't wait to see what all the other YouTubers say. Please let me know what you think the fruit will be and who the nuisance is. But with that, I'm going to get going and sign off. So have a good weekend, everybody, and stay golden. Thanks for watching.